Hi there everyone, this is Seth with Enlightened Photography. I'm putting together this tutorial mostly for people who are completely new or fairly new to Lightroom, or people who have really no organization system set up using Lightroom so far. Uh, if you're new to Lightroom, this is pretty much the first video that you should watch because importing your photos into Lightroom, it's the very first thing that you do. So knowing how to get them in and putting them in areas that you can access is quite important. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to pull up Lightroom. By the way, this is Lightroom 6. If you have purchased a hard copy of Lightroom, Adobe has gone to a subscription-based system now where they lock you into a year contract, $10 a month. You get the most up-to-date versions of Photoshop and Lightroom. And some of the upgrades that they're doing in Lightroom are just absolutely amazing. So I can't recommend it enough. We'll be doing more tutorials on some of those upgrades. When you pull up Lightroom, this is the first screen that you're going to see. Right here, we're in the library module. We're just going to talk about this for today. What you're going to want to do first is go to File, Import Photos and Videos. And right now I just have my card plugged into my card reader. And automatically it pulls it up, and by default it has all of your images or videos checked like this. Now if you have grayed out photos, that means that those photos are already in your Lightroom catalog. So all of these have been imported already from this card. So I'm going to go down here. This is a recent trip to a slot canyon that we've been guiding recently, and it's spectacular. But I don't want to import, I don't want to import these images down here. So I'm going to uncheck all, select this first one that I want to bring in, and then the last one. So I'm just going to hold down Shift, click, and check these boxes. So now we're going to pull all these files in. The next step here is to start working in this column. Something I didn't mention before, by the way, the import source. So this is the left panel here is asking, where do you want us to bring the files in from? The right panel is, where would you like us to put those files? So I haven't imported these files onto my computer or anything so far. They're all on the card still. What Lightroom is going to do is it automatically, we're going to tell it where to put the photos on our computer. It puts them on the computer, and it also has them in the Lightroom catalog. I back up my photos because I've made that mistake in the past. If you click here, make a second copy too, it's going to allow you to pull this up, and it's asking where do you want us to back up the files to. So wherever you want to do that. The really important thing and the most basic thing in here is it's asking where is the main destination, and we're going to put these files in it wherever you want on your computer or on an external hard drive, and Lightroom is going to work from that area. So if you use an external hard drive, you'll be able to import these photos and you'll be able to work on the photos. However, if you unplug your external hard drive, it no longer has access to them until you plug it in again. How I organize my photos is I have my hard drive here. On my hard drive, I have a folder called Photos, and then I create a hierarchy of the different types of images. So adventure, landscapes, we could have portraits, family photos, but because we're landscape here, we're going to go under the landscape folder. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a new folder. This new folder is going to be called Secret Slot Canyon with Roger. Roger was a great guy I got to spend some time in the canyon with the other day. We're going to choose that. So now we're telling it where to bring it. This is the final thing I do. Apply during import. This is really, really useful. this is where you get to assign keywords to your images, because sometimes your catalog of all the photos you've taken over the past year, sometimes that can be thousands of photos, and it can be very hard to, let's say, find your photos from your visit to Zion. So what you can do is add keywords like Zion, landscape, slot canyon, really anything that you would type in to search for a specific type of photo. And then we hit import. It's going to import all of our photos here. This is the working bar, just saying it's doing something. So slowly those will come in. Now, what I'd like to do is just to show you how the keywording works. Down here it says previous import. If I hit that, I can also go to all photographs. This will bring me to all the photographs I have in my entire library, which is a lot. There's a bunch in here. So let's pretend that those photos that we just pulled in were way in the mix of this huge catalog of thousands of photos, and we want to find those slot canyon photos. What we can do here is hit Command F. That's going to pull up the search bar, and all we have to do in there is put in slot canyon, and it's going to pull up anything we've tagged with slot canyon. So these are the basic tools that I use in the library module, and it does keep things pretty organized. You can get more and more specific with this, but this is a good, easy, clean way to organize your photos. Hope this was helpful for you, those of you who are newer to Lightroom, and stay tuned for more tutorials. All right, thanks.